After leaving Jericho, Samia decided to visit other areas in Palestine as she aspired to discover more of the natural beauty and historical depth of this ancient land. The clear blue sky and bright sun lit the way before her, making her feel more excited to explore every corner of Palestine. Samia decided to visit Gaza, which has always been at the heart of the news and stories she heard throughout her life. Despite the difficult circumstances that Gaza is going through, Samia was eager to understand the reality there on the ground. When she arrived in Gaza, she felt a bit of sadness, but also great pride. Gaza planted in Samia's heart an image of steadfastness and determination. She met many young people who are working to build the future despite the challenges, and praised them and their insistence on life. Then Samia decided to take a tour of the city of Tulkarm, a city that combines modern civilization with ancient history. She visited Palestine Technical University, which is considered one of the most prominent educational institutions in the region. She spoke with some students who told her about their aspirations for the future and their dreams of building their homeland. She also enjoyed visiting the Wadi al-Jaz area, where the green nature and the views are mesmerizing to the eyes. Samia felt an increasing passion whenever she visited a new place, as she began to notice that every area in Palestine had its own story, and every corner carried a history that told of suffering and hopes. On one of her trips, she visited the village of the Old City of Jerusalem, and she had special visits to the town's markets that were bustling with life and sounds. She enjoyed tasting local foods such as kunafa and falafel and learned about handicrafts. In the heart of Jerusalem, Samia decided to spend the night in a small hotel located next to the Burak Wall. And while she was sitting there, she gathered her thoughts and thought about her journey that began days ago. Each historical landmark planted in her heart a kind of deeper understanding of this land, which combines the past and the present and reflects a long struggle for freedom and peace. One of the most important experiences that Samia went through was her visit to the Bab al-Rahma cemetery, which contains the graves of many Palestinian historical figures. Among the graves, she contemplated the fate of those who sacrificed their lives for the land. She noticed how the Palestinians never stopped fighting for their rights and freedom. One day, Samia decided to enjoy the Palestinian nature more, so she chose a trip to the Hebron Mountains. The picturesque nature there attracted visitors to enjoy the green mountainous views overlooking the neighboring Palestinian villages. At that moment, Samia felt inner peace and reminded herself of everything she had seen during her trip. Palestine was more than just tourist attractions for her, but it had become a land that epitomized human stories and eternal hope. As her trip was coming to an end, Samia decided to take a picture in front of one of the landmarks that had particularly affected her, the Dome of the Rock in Jerusalem, which had been part of her dream since childhood. She stood there amidst the abundance of historical landmarks and conflicting feelings of pride and sadness, and said to herself, "I will return here again." With every trip to Palestine, you discover something new about this great land. Samia eventually left Palestine, but she never left it from her heart. Palestine had captured her soul, and she returned to her homeland carrying hundreds of memories and stories. She would continue to tell to everyone she met, to be an ambassador for this beautiful country and its people who still carry the courage of hope and will despite all the challenges.